Okay, second part of our triathlon preseason programming, involving this time more the pushing muscles, our quads, our glutes, our pecs and our shoulders. We've got a strength part at the beginning and then a conditioning part later on. As always though, we want to start with a specific warm-up that we do already after the foam rolling and after the global activation. For this warm-up, we're gonna go to our well-known Spider-Man position. So with one leg in complete flexion, the other leg tries to stay as extended as possible, keeping the glutes contracted. Then we go down here, we want to rotate once to the closed side, rotate to the open side, and then we change side, do that same thing over here. Just get that thoracic extension, which comes in charge not only in swimming but also obviously when we're running. And then from that second step forward, we're going to stand up, activate those glutes, pull our knee up, and then come back down, and then go over to the other side again. Doing 4 to 5 repetitions of that should really get you activated and get you a little bit more loose. And then for the second part, the goal of that exercise is mainly to activate our core and our shoulder party. We go to all fours. Now we bring up our knees and then we get the chest out. That's one, that's two. We get back, then we go once to the right, once to the left. Always trying to make sure our glutes stay on the same height as our shoulders and we keep the core tight, although we want to go forward. So that is going to pull us to extension, kind of the same anti-extension part as we did in the first video with the walking forward after the hand walk. Same idea. We want to give that stimulus of extension and then obviously trying to keep the core tight. Good. After that, you should be warmed up, and we can go for the first, already explosive movement, which is going to be the jerk. As in all complex compound exercises, we're going to make sure we get someone watching over us who knows how a good jerk must look, just to make sure you're not injuring yourself. Just a quick test, if you could or if you can actually do a jerk, is getting your hands up here. If you can't cover your ear and you can't get to that overhead position without overextending your lower back, then obviously we won't be pushing overhead. Not in the push press, not in the jerk. And we're going to go for incline presses. Meanwhile, we're going to try and get that mobility. If you can do so though, I'm going to grab some kettlebells. Now we want to put that kettlebell in our hand as we always do, with our hand in one line with our forearm, and then we stably grab them. We're going to start from like a quarter squat position, and then we're going to fire the kettlebells up, and as we triple extend, we then go to triple flexion. Our feet go a little bit further out. Our abs need to stay stable because we don't want to hyperextend. And you go from here to here with your arms overhead, and then you stand up. That's one repetition. I'm going to demonstrate that once again, once with the side view and once with the view from the front. We go up, stand up, stand up. Easier alternative if you can't do a jerk just because you don't get the hang of the movement, or you don't have someone who assures you you're doing it right, If we're not sure of what we're doing, then we don't do it. Okay? So then, same thing, we get kettlebells in our hands and we go towards a box. Start in a lunge position, and as we pull ourselves up, we're going to bring a knee up and the arm on the same side. You can also vary and bring the arm on the other side up. So you go from here to there diagonally. Just play around a little bit. We go for the jerk, we go for 6 to 8 repetitions. For that one, we go for 10 to 12, I'd say, per side. Immediately followed by the Bulgarian or rear foot elevated split squat. We're therefore going to use a front rack position, like a front squat position. If you can't go comfortably into that position, then obviously we go for either a suitcase, or farmer's walk carry, or for goblet carry. If we can though, we get the bar either up from here, or we just grab it out the rack at that height. We want to make sure though our elbows really stay high up. The bar shouldn't be held by the fingers, it needs to be placed on your deltoids. So you gotta keep those elbows up even when you go down. If you drop the elbows, bar's gotta drop. Keeping the elbows up obviously is easier in the split squat position, just because it doesn't pull you forward that much. Anyway, same points as always are interesting as we squat down, because you're just, you're gonna get both views. But as you go down, obviously you want to keep in mind that you've got a square between your shoulders and your pelvic bones here, and as you go down, you don't want to drop. That would be the internal rotation and adduction in your hip, which you obviously don't want. You want to keep those pelvic bones on the same height, and the shoulders as well. You don't want to sway from side to side. Okay, enough words. We go front squat position, then we get one leg up, get comfortably, and we come down and get back up. Okay, same thing from the front. Takes a little while to get the hang of the width. You can go in between the bench or the box where you put your leg down and the frontal leg, but as soon as you get the hang of it, then it doesn't matter anymore. Obviously, we want to again control that knee valgus. We don't want to go too far forward with our knee and lift up the ankle. We're going to drive down the force through the heel. That's it. Okay, we're going to perform 3 to 5 rounds of that little circuit with the jerk or the push press variation, followed by the front squat. If you can't perform them all in one go, just go for little runs, recovery runs in between the sets of like 2 minutes. That should get you fit again. And then we're going to start the conditioning part, which is going to get your heart rate a little bit higher up. Therefore, we are again going to use those kettlebells. Now, this time we just hold them like in the farmer's walk, and we go for walking lunges for 20 meters. Side view, we're gonna get down, come up. Obviously, we're not gonna keep the trunk completely upright, like a slight tilt to the front is normal. Trying to control it though, and not to stand up like this, obviously. Okay. After those 20 meters, we are gonna continue with a fast run of 300 meters. If you can run outside, like we can here in Tenerife, then it's good, it's better. If you can't, you gotta take a treadmill. Still better than no running though. You wanna run on a fast pace though. That is the important point, just to get that transfer in between the strength work and getting it on the track. After that, your legs are probably gonna burn, so we're gonna compensate, or we're trying to do an active recovery with two exercises. One is gonna be a side plank with rotation. So we go into that side plank. Now the important point is to keep our ankles on the same height as the knees, as the hips and as the shoulders. And we're gonna push the bum up. We're gonna rotate from our thoracic spine, grab like behind our bottom shoulder, and then we're gonna come up all the way and squeeze those shoulder blades at the end. Okay? Doing 10 reps of that. If you want to make it more difficult, just get one leg up on top. 10 reps of that each side, and then for the last part and our pushing strength, we're gonna go for a bench press to kick on our stabilizers. What we're gonna do is we're not gonna, obviously if you don't have kettlebells, you're gonna use dumbbells as before. If you have kettlebells, what we do is we grab them vice versa, get down here, squeeze our butt cheeks, and then we push those kettlebells up, get it down, push it up. Okay? If you grab them like that, obviously you're minimizing that effect for your rotator cuff, and you use them just as normal dumbbells. Just kind of pointless. You might as well use some dumbbells. But if you do so, you're gonna experience a new thing in your bench press. We are gonna perform that conditioning circuit again 3 to 5 times, depending on how much weight you use. If you use more weight, we're gonna do more sets. Therefore, get a little bit more extended recovery phase with the side plank and the bench press. If we're doing less weight, then trying to really get it going and not rest at all. Good.